disrespect as a seed. What does a seed do? It grows.
Do you know the reason why people disrespect you? It is because you allowed it.
There is something powerful about respect. It isn't about others treating you politely. It's about the energy you carry, the boundaries you set, and the way you allow people to interact with you. Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Like, comment, and share with your friends. Besties, I have compiled some stitches where we can learn a thing or two, and I'll be back to share my 2 cents.
One of the best pieces of advice I have ever heard is do not let anyone get comfortable disrespecting you. Don't let them get comfortable. Don't let them think it's okay, because a lot of the time we just want to keep the peace. We feel a bit awkward when we hear a comment we don't like, when someone's saying something we don't really like. We kind of just let it go, right? Because we don't want to make a big deal of it. We don't want to make the situation uncomfortable by confronting them or sticking up for ourselves or saying something. However, every time you do that, you are telling this person indirectly it's okay to disrespect you. They feel very comfortable doing it because there's no consequences. There's no one saying anything. They can just say whatever about you or to you, and they get away with it because you're not going to do anything about it. And I know it's really annoying when you say, oh, I didn't like what you said, and they're like, oh, it's just a joke, it wasn't a big deal, or it's just a throwaway comment, like you're the one making a big deal out of it. Like they gaslight you and make you feel like you're overreacting, you're being too sensitive, and really you should let it go. Of course they're going to do that because that works for them. That works for their agenda, and they don't want to admit that they're wrong. But remember, trust your gut. If you feel like something's off, it is off. If you feel disrespected, they are disrespecting you, and you need to speak up for yourself. Now, whether you do this passively, just to kind of drop a little comment and let them know that you see them, and you don't want to outright be like, I don't like you said that, why did you say that to me? That feels like too confrontational, or it's like a work situation where you have to be a bit clever about it. That's up to you. You know the situation.
Sometimes you got to put people in their place to let them know that you're not the one to be played with. Too often and too frequent do people just feel like they can just say or do whatever to you and think because you're nice, you're not going to say nothing. See, the problem is the world low-key don't like nice people. If you're too nice, the world will literally gobble you up, chew you up, and spit you out. Now you and your feelings crying. You have to set boundaries. You have to set expectations. Because if you don't, people will literally create their own expectations and literally just do whatever they want to do, like a free-for-all. Baby, this ain't no free-for-all. You want to respect me. And I used to think people that were like mean were just mean for no reason. No. You got to protect yourself, because at the end of the day, people don't care about you.
Let me tell you why you need to have a zero tolerance policy for disrespect. Think of disrespect as a seed. What does a seed do? It grows. And most people are going to plant this seed. They will plant the seed and hope you don't notice, right? That's why disrespect starts off very small. If they plant a tiny seed and you don't nip it in the bud, the seed will take root. The seed will grow. And the more you ignore it, the bigger it's going to grow. So they may start off by making jokes, right? They will insult you but disguise it as jokes and hope you don't notice, hope you laugh. Hope you laugh at the insults that they're throwing at you. They may also start to disrespect other people in your presence. Or they may gossip about others and hope that you would listen and go along with the things that they're saying. So they may not direct it at you personally, but they will try to normalize some of the foul things that's coming out of their mouth, even though it's aimed at someone else. You may have mutuals, or it could even be a random person, and they will make fun of them, and they may say things that are offensive, and they hope that you would overlook that. They hope that you would overlook the seeds of disrespect that they're sprinkling all over the soil. Now, because you're in their presence and you haven't checked them, you haven't called them out, they would think they got away with it. And in some cases they do. They do get away with it because you have allowed them to sprinkle all these seeds of disrespect on your soil. Eventually, disrespect that goes unchecked turns into this massive tree that you're now standing under, and you're wondering, how did we get here? Oh baby, they planted that seed a long time ago. You just never nipped it in the bud. You never checked them. You never called them out. You never held them accountable, right? So now you have this massive tree. You have this massive forest around you because they were sprinkling those seeds. And you're in the forest. You're in the thick of it. And you're probably thinking, it's too late now. It's too late. I'm surrounded by all these trees. They've been getting away with it for so long, and now it's hurting you. You can't even see a way out. But there is a way out because you have a chainsaw. The power is still in your hands. It's never too late to check disrespect. Pull that chainsaw out. Cut them trees down. Call those people out. Hold them accountable. And they're not gonna like it. They're not going to like the fact that you are starting to cut those trees down. Now you're starting to set up boundaries. Now you're starting to limit access to yourself, because now you have self-respect, you have self-awareness, and you're no longer going to tolerate certain types of behavior. Despite the fact that you may have fumbled and allowed people to plant these seeds around you, it's never too late to stand up for yourself. Start cutting down these trees of disrespect. Hold people accountable.
They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. I tried to give a family member a little bit of grace. I said, just let me give them one more bit of grace in the last few hours of 2024. And it boomeranged back with insults, disrespect, and audacity. These people know what they're doing, and they know who to push their limits and boundaries with. And when you give them a little bit of grace, because usually they respect people that hold them accountable, but when you give them a little bit of grace, they use that opportunity to weaponize it against you. And I dare this individual or anyone else that tells me, give them an inch, they're going to take a mile and insult me with it. It's not happening anymore. 2025, you're not going to embarrass me. You're going to embarrass yourself.
I wanted to hop on here and clear up a few things, because I don't ever want it to be misconstrued as if I'm complaining about being a black woman. I love being a black woman. Many are called, few are chosen. Heavy is the crown, and I firmly believe that it is a privilege and honor and a blessing. However, I do not want to skim over the fact that to be a black woman is to constantly gaslight yourself. Constantly, I'm thinking, are my expectations too high? Is there another way that I can look at this? Is it just me? Are they being disrespectful, or am I taking this the wrong way? Am I being bougie? Am I being a diva? Am I going to be perceived as being angry? The list goes on and on and on. The internal dialogue is exhausting, and it has to stop. The fact that I was a Cadillac owner for 3 years with this vehicle and have endured subpar treatment, that's a reflection of me. That's on me. Yesterday's price is not today's price. I am not going to fight with people to get what I deserve. I'm going to go where that value is given. The more mature I become, the more confident I am in demanding full price. No discounts. There was for everybody in my life. Everybody that I encounter needs to pay full price. And if not, I need to go where that value is given. I am tired of fighting for it every single day. All my life I've had to fight. I'm done. I'm waving the white flag.
People think they can play with you because you don't set boundaries for yourself. You let people talk to you any and every kind of way. And when you feel like you're being mistreated, you don't speak up for yourself. Always advocate for yourself, because the last thing I ever want somebody to feel like they can do is play with me. As a former people pleaser, I used to be so scared to speak up, and then I thought to myself, what do I get out of being fake with people that don't really like me for real? Like, why not be honest? Why not just open up that can of worms? And if it gets sticky, it gets sticky. Because too often and too frequent, do you interact with people that you know don't have your best interests at heart, but you put on a smile and a fresh face to avoid any confrontation? You ain't gotta have confrontation with them, just don't be around them.
Don't ever tolerate disrespect from anyone. The less respect they'll start to have for you, they'll begin to start ignoring the standard that you sort of set, because they know deep down that you'll give them another chance. So essentially, let them know that you got way more respect for yourself than usual.
When I talk about standing up for yourself as a black woman, especially as a dark-skinned black woman, sometimes I think people need real-life examples. So I want to talk about this that happened yesterday. And this isn't to get on the restaurant because they rectified the issue right away. But I do want to talk about how you can stand up for yourself in moments like these. So I went out to eat. I got these tacos. I only ate 2 of them. So there was one left and I had some chips, so I wanted to take it home. I asked for a to-go box. This box right here was sitting over here on this counter. You see where the guy is? The box was sitting there, and these cups, they're like plastic cups, and you can see the tops there were inside this box. So like when the server went to get the box, she was gonna walk to the back, but then she noticed the box right there. So she picks up this box that was sitting here for the whole time I was there. It was open and it had stuff in it, and she took it out and handed it to me. And I was like, can I get another one since that had stuff in it and you were just digging inside of it? And she's like, oh yeah, that's fine. And she kind of had a little bit of a like, oh, why did you ask for another one? But she got me another one and it was fine, and I checked out and I went home. But in a moment like that, I think that people, like, they thought that it was okay. But It's unsanitary. I don't know. That guy's been like hovering over it that whole time. It's been sitting out. That's just disrespectful to give me that box when you could have gone to the back and got a clean one or a new one, you know? But yeah, speak up for yourself, because I could have just accepted that, but I did not.
There are so many people walking through life allowing people to take liberty that they shouldn't. They tolerate microaggressions, dismissive remarks, or even outright disrespect because they are afraid of outright confrontation. You see, people are quick to push limits when they feel they can. And guess what? If you allow it, it becomes a pattern. So what starts as a small slip, someone making a rude comment or ignoring your boundaries, can escalate over time. People notice what you tolerate, and once you are perceived as someone who will quietly accept disrespect, it becomes a habit for others to treat you that way. Take, for example, you lead a team in an organization. So one day, one of your team members did something disrespectful in front of others. If you don't nip it in the bud, it's a matter of time, other team members will do the same. I have seen this played out in different organizations. Avoiding disrespect is not about aggression, overreacting, or being confrontational at any minor annoyance. It's about establishing a standard, a line that says, I will not allow disrespect to become your comfort zone. Once you accept disrespect as normal, it becomes harder to recognize when it happens and harder to reclaim your voice. And that is why understanding this principle is vital for personal growth, healthy relationships, and even professional success. Respect is a learned behavior. People rarely are born intentionally disrespectful. They adapt to their environment. And here is the reality. If you consistently let people overstep boundaries, they will assume it's normal for them to disrespect you or walk all over you. Many people believe disrespect always looks obvious: loud insult, public embarrassment, or clear hostility. But in reality, disrespect often starts quietly: the sly remarks, the non-verbal attitude. And because these moments seem small, they are easily overlooked. When disrespect goes unchecked, it slowly becomes normal, not because you deserve it, but because human behavior adapts to what is normal. And that is why boundaries are important. Healthy boundaries are not about controlling others, they are about protecting your own self. Saying simple statements like, I do not like the way you spoke to me earlier, or please don't speak to me like that, or I am not comfortable with that. All those statements are not aggressive. It is an honest communication. It is also important to understand that not everyone will respond positively when you begin enforcing your boundaries. People who benefited from your silence, they will resist. They will resist for some time. They may call you sensitive or accuse you for overreacting. But guess what? You don't have to mind them. You know the boundaries you are creating for yourself. You know what you want to tolerate and what you will not. Lastly, protecting your energy also means recognizing patterns. If someone repeatedly dismisses you, invalidates your feelings, or treats you as though your presence is optional, adjustment is required, either through stronger boundaries or distance. There are some people, regardless of the boundaries you create, they are just naturally disrespectful. So those kind of people, no need for arguments. Just give them that distance. Don't give them access to you. Best is, do not let anyone get comfortable disrespecting you. The moment disrespect feels normal is the moment your self-worth begins to shrink. And meanwhile, disrespect can come from anybody, including your family members. It's about recognizing it and nipping it in the bud. So lovelies, we have come to the end of today's video. I hope you have been able to pick a thing or two. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I would also like to learn from you. Please consider subscribing, comment, like, and share with your friends. Till I see you on another video. Have an amazing day. Bye.